And Aiden Robbins lined up at tailback.
There's that extra lineman in the backfield.
Robbins hit in the backfield. Travis Feeney not fooled at all. "10 yards to the 38. Corbin through a hole, and Corbin picks up 8 yards. Ball came out. Ball came out and is scooped up by Micah Abraham. He's going the other way. No flags on the play. Touchdown, St. Louis. St. Louis, Abraham with the defensive play, forcing it out and taking it all the way home.
Rush defense, third down defense. It's just been a totally different year.
But they do a good job stopping the run right here.
And the center's going to bob his head. They're trying to get him to jump again. And then it's a kind of a little delay. Bob his head, and then they wait. And then he bobs his head again.
4th and 5. Garrett makes up for that previous penalty with the sack.
Just beat him on the rush right there. And here he is on the outside, and he just runs around the running back. You cannot block defensive ends with running backs. You just can't do it. They can get in there for linebackers, but not defensive ends. And Chris Garrett, he's able to just run around the running back.
2-point conversion catch last week in overtime. Keep it on the ground. Nothing doing that time for Prince. Brought down by Amani Bledsoe. Davis in motion to the top of your screen. And he's sacked by Will Clark.
So you're going to get a twist from the two defensive tackles. One goes there and one goes there. And E.J. Perry gets pushed up.
Something to keep an eye on 2nd and 7 here. Perez went through his progression and he's sacked back at the 12-yard line. Heavy rush up front led by Boogie Roberts. Getting his boogie on that time, Roddy.
It's another TT.
That's Loxley. Gonna run it into the boundary and nowhere to go that time for Prince.
Last week, a couple big plays given up by this Arlington defense.
The ball came out and it's loose. Let's see who has it. And Arlington comes up with the football off the turnover.
Watch the way Willie Taylor uses his hands. You can see him pushing the offensive tackle away from him, Noah Henderson, and extending so that Henderson isn't able to get into his body. Great job of using the length, the 6'4" length by Willie Taylor to get in the back.
So only 1 foot ground here.
There we go. Thank you.
He made it work. Paid off on his debt. Will Clark with the tackle.
Top of the screen, and if they go one-on-one on the 3rd and long, we'll see just a jump ball to him.
Perez looking downfield, and it's going to be sacked at the 40-yard line. Isaiah Greenway with the tackle.
Yeah, and everybody's going to be covered. Memphis drops back into zone.
Great improvisational skill by King. You said it. That punt was going to be snuffed down and blocked. And a 36-yard run on the fake.
He's down here to the bottom of your screen.
Perry hands it off. And nowhere to go. They're not going to come close to picking up the first down. Wilson in motion. Wynn picked off at the 42-yard line. Intercepted right between the numbers of Donald Payne. Hit him in the 1 and the 8. Puts a stop to the momentum.
Well, all the action of the offensive line and the running back goes this way, so all Donald Payne does is sort of flow and watch the eyes of the quarterback, and it takes him right into the path of the throw. He's able to snag it, and what a turn of events.
His blood pressure is not 120/80 anymore. Hunter tried to get to the edge, chopped down by Keaton Ellis. Nice open field tackle.
Today is just everything seems to be a tad bit late.
Wynn won't have a chance to throw on this one. Sacked back at the 31-yard line.
Accept the pressure.
9 bars. Been one of the pleasant surprises for that Arlington defense.
He just uses his hands to shed the guard.
For the Renegades.
Go, 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 go.
Wynn, some backside heat and took it, put it on the ground. Recovered, though, by Memphis. All the way back at the 18-yard line by Willie Taylor.
The line. Dresser Wynn then has to move up in the pocket and then starts to scramble. Willie Taylor ends up knocking the ball out, and
Coach Turner, the picture of intensity on the sidelines. Wynn pumps. And lost it, got hit. And is going to be sacked back at the 22. That's it. That should pretty much do it for them. Well, they didn't take a penalty. They took a sack.
well, Dresser Wynn actually has
Stop right there after an 8-yard pickup. The handoff McCreary. No, it's Etling that kept it. And Tizino again snipped it out. It'll be a TFL and a 5-yard setback for Michigan.
Hey, Seager, they're going to crash on the end here, so Tizino is supposed to fill and be responsible for the quarterback pull. And I mentioned the speed. He said, oh, you guys ran away from me.
This is Joe reminder there. Not that big of a deal. Second down and long after the infraction. Smith's going to be bottled up, driven down the sack, all the way behind the 25-yard line. And here come the Panthers defensively. That's going to be a loss of 5 for T.J. Carter.
Breland Speaks and Ron Stone both coming off the edge. You see Big 57 there on the left side. Doesn't end up getting to J.R. Smith.
Designated as that first-team quarterback in 2 years. Will fall down and into the sack with Ron Stone, rather, a loss of 5 more. Easiest sack he'll have in his career.
Yeah, he wants to throw the slant right here to Amari Rogers, who's back from injury, but it's all covered up by Noah Dawkins.
Now it's Smith who fell down. Turf Monster got him. He'll crawl ahead across the 20. I think that time he just sensed the pressure, heard the footsteps. And a loss of 4. T.J. Carter's going to be credited with chopping him down. Near the end zone and into the end zone. This time he's going to be swallowed up. Max Roberts brings down Etling, and a loss of 2 with the sack.
Excuse me, Roberts is just going to come right in here. They run a little bit of a game. An E.T. stun.
London. On first down and 10. The toss to the sideline. That's Antonio. And Javon Antonio fumbles the football. At the end of the play, he coughs it up. Leon O'Neal with the recovery, and Houston turns DC away.
Leon O'Neal picks it up and takes it the other direction. Houston with some life here, down 9-5 at home. And as Antonio is going to the ground, Williams strips it away, and the man with the hit on the...
3rd and 4. McClendon in some trouble, trying to get away, and he can't. Excellent coverage downfield. That gave Joe Wallace time to get there and get his 4th sack of the season.
You know, you get Joe Wallace in here. There's Joe Wallace working on the tackle. Eventually, he's going to go all the way outside, and then right there, he just kind of finds himself at the quarterback and goes and...
And now they'll go for 2. After the 44-yard score, Tom over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off and on the run, making moves and scooting down the sideline is Marvin Moody, and Moody inside the 20. Can he leg it all the way to the end zone? Breaking tackles, and Moody scores.
Field and the reversal. Marvin Moody, 100 yards the other way, rumbling, stumbling for 2 at 6-2. DC with the lead.
Houston trying to salt this away. 2 minutes to go. They run the football. McClendon with the keep. McClendon breaking tackles, and he's close to the first down, but the ball pops out.
Here you go, yeah.
This is the only thing that they couldn't do is put the ball on the ground. It's definitely loose.
A fumble into the end zone, recovered by the defense. That's a touchback.
Oh my goodness!
Like the ball, first down.
I was saying during the break to you, Kev, they should have just taken a knee.
Here you go, yeah.
This is the only thing that they couldn't do is put the ball on the ground. It's definitely loose.
A fumble into the end zone, recovered by the defense. That's a touchback.
Oh my goodness!
Like the ball, first down.
I was saying during the break to you, Kev, they should have just taken a knee. A field goal makes this a 2-possession game. The only way DC has a chance is if they would have turned the football over. They decide to run an option, which is a wild play call, and then he fumbles. And now DC has an opportunity. Now they've got a legitimate 2 2-minute drill right here with Mike DeLillo where they can get down the field. They've got to get in the end zone, and then they've got to get a 3-point conversion. There was no reason to fight for extra yards right there. There was no reason to even run a play at all. They could have kneeled on that ball, kicked the field goal.
Ready. To 32 for the first down. DeLillo floats it. Caught, and then look at the effort by Antonio. Then he fumbles the football again. It's his second fumble of the day, and the second recovery by Houston.
Houston was able to strip that ball away. Great defense from the Roughnecks. Houston was able to strip that ball away. Great defense from the Roughnecks, and again, they turn DC away after a positive offensive drive. It'll be Roughnecks ball when we come back.